This week on CCX News.
This hunt is really important to us because we know what would happen if we didn't do deer hunts in the park district.
Why deer hunts have become so important at a local park reserve. Plus,
if a machine goes down, companies can be losing hundreds of thousands of dollars.
we take you inside a local technical college where students train for high-demand careers. And later,
everybody knew that him and Leah were kind of supposed to be together.
A pet and an owner who have a lot to be thankful for. CCX News starts right now. It's that time of year when deer are active and drivers need to pay attention. Hello and thanks for joining us this week. This time of year is peak time for car deer crashes that can be very costly. According to AAA Insurance, the average deer-related crash claim is $5,600. So what can be done to curb collisions? Here is Sarah Allen.
This year I'm actually here with my uncle, who started me hunting when I was 12.
Scott O'Connick drove 45 minutes from South Haven, Minnesota to take part in an archery hunt at Elm Creek Park Reserve.
It's just important for me to get out.
It's a pastime he's fond of. But for O'Connick, this hunt is more than just time well spent with family. It's also to help bring down the booming deer population.
There's going to be deer around every corner, you know. Not necessarily truth, but it's the potential is really high.
The last survey we did was last February, and we had 300 deer that were inside of Elm Creek Park.
Senior Wildlife Manager Stephen Hogg says the abundance of deer at the 6,000-acre reserve poses a threat to the natural habitat and creates safety concerns for people.
We know if the deer numbers get too high, then we end up with higher deer collision occurring outside of our park and around the surrounding area.
According to the Maple Grove Police Department, in 2024, there were 26 deer vehicle collisions in the city. So far this year, there's been 28. Haug says he'd like to see the deer population at Elm Creek cut in half, and this hunt is a step in accomplishing that goal. O'Connick, meanwhile, is hoping to do his part and keep up with his uncle.
I haven't seen anything yet, but my uncle did get one. So, I still got plenty of time to go.
In Maple Grove, Sarah Allen, CCX News.
During the Three Rivers Park District archery hunt, 42 deer were removed over a 3-day period. In Crystal, the City Council recently gave final approval to an ordinance amendment that will allow the keeping of ducks. The change will allow homeowners to keep up to 6 ducks as well as up to 6 chickens, or a maximum combined total of 10. The updated ordinance requires the animals to be protected in a shelter or coop. The city also added a section to allow beekeeping. Homeowners will be allowed to have up to 4 hives on lots that are 3/4 of an acre or less in size. Now to an area considered the future of American manufacturing, and a local technical college will be a part of it. The state of Minnesota recently awarded Hennepin Technical College more than $4 million to expand its automation, robotics, engineering, technology program. As Emily Haugen reports, it will help students be on the cutting edge in high-demand careers.
It's the clicks of hardware, the buzz of a power transmission classroom.
Critical thinking, problem solving, all that.
While Brady Larson and his Hennepin Technical College classmates disassemble their so-called do-nothing machines, they're learning more about the parts that make it move.
And it's just a bunch of axles with gears and sprockets turning from a motor.
Larson hopes to be a field technician, one of many careers that automation robotics students can go into.
Just as I grew up, it kind of just appealed to me. I thought, hey, it'd be kind of cool to do this for a living.
This Hennepin Tech class is just one small part of a department made up of about 200 students. Now, it's getting a chance to grow.
We need people with experience, with the ability to go out and troubleshoot the machinery, fix it, and fix every component.
The Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development granted Hennepin Tech $4.1 million to expand it. Instructor Jeff Thorstad says with that money, they can buy large equipment to teach with.
We have a huge lab here behind me that we will be filling with the equipment, so students can actually tear apart real things and work on real things in a lab situation.
Hennepin Tech will chip in another $4 million to expand the program. The school says that funding is essential to meet the demand in the high-growth semiconductor industry.
Companies need these skilled technicians, and without these people, those companies will not be able to make an investment in the state of Minnesota to help secure our economic future.
Thorstad says as the space expands, the state will surely see a return on that investment. In Brooklyn Park, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
Hennepin Technical College officials say the new space should be fully operational by fall 2027. New technology will soon help track a city's treescape. The city of Plymouth has started using technology to assess the health of its trees. As Corey Bork reports, the technology will help the city get to problems faster and better protect its trees long term.
A city has a lot to maintain, from streets to stop signs, but there's something else to maintain.
People take it for granted, and when you lose your canopy in a neighborhood, everyone notices.
City Forester Paul Buck has been in charge of preserving trees in parks and on city right-of-ways. It's been a challenge, to say the least.
Right now, I couldn't tell you where the worst 10%, 20%, even 50% of the worst trees are.
There's a lot of ground to cover, a lot to maintain.
Nobody likes when storms hit and we lose a bunch of trees. So if we can get ahead of that game and start the maintenance on the worst ones, and maybe we can save a few of those from failing in the next storm.
Back here, we have our central unit.
Now, his job is about to get much more efficient. The city has partnered with Davie Resource Group and Greehill to conduct a tree survey.
Plymouth is going to end up taking us about 2 to 3 weeks to collect all the data.
Not just any tree survey.
Right now, this screen is showing us a top-down view of the data we're collecting.
This one involves sophisticated scanners and a computer on wheels.
What you end up with in the end is a 3D model of all of the trees as we've driven across the street.
The 3D mapping technology will create an inventory of all trees on city property, assessing everything from size and type to age and health. The measurements are much more accurate than what the city has ever had before.
Historically, we were using on-the-ground arborists that were maybe making estimates in the ranges of those, or maybe laser rangefinders, which still have a component of human error. This LiDAR data and machines can take all those metrics so much more accurately.
All the data will help the city decide where to prune and what to plant.
If we're really heavy in a neighborhood of really large old trees, we know that, hey, we might not have to trim them very often, but there could be some major problems in them.
You could say the city is getting to the root of preserving trees.
We'll get to kind of see what our palette of trees is. Where are we too heavy invested in a certain species versus if we're going to replant trees or put new trees in, where are some species that we could put in to bump that diversity back up?
In Plymouth,
the diversity part is the key for the future.
Corey Bork, CCX News.
Plymouth is the first city in Minnesota to do a digital or smart tree inventory. The companies involved will rescan all the city's trees in 2 years to evaluate the progress made. Still ahead, a Golden Valley couple takes an invasive shrub and turns it to art. And up next, how a dog named Shrek finds his perfect home.
For 90 years, Connection has been at the heart of everything they do at Topline Financial Credit Union. Their team is passionate about connecting with you to help you reach your financial dreams. For some, they're here for your first, like your first checking account, first car, or first home. For others, they're here for those next steps, whether it's remodeling your home, saving for retirement, or starting a small business. Become a Topline member and let them be a part of your big moments. Visit toplinecu.com because connected, we all do better. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It takes a special person to work at an animal shelter, caring for hundreds of animals in need. But sometimes all that caring can provide a special gift back. This week, we take you to the Animal Humane Society, where one employee's plan to care for a dog took an unexpected turn.
Come here. Yeah.
As an animal care technician, it's Leah Mackey's job to make sure that every dog at the Animal Humane Society receives plenty of love.
He's your best doggy, aren't you?
So my day-to-day is making sure that their habitats, their enclosures are sanitized, clean, livable. They have ample food and water.
But one day, this very large, shy dog named Shrek arrived. That's when her professional duties became deeply personal.
A volunteer had walked him in. He had just come into our location here from a cruelty case. And I saw him walk in and my jaw literally dropped. I just have a huge affinity for large dogs.
Shrek came to Golden Valley in rough shape. He was found abandoned on a rental property, and he had porcupine quills in his muzzle from an apparent scuffle.
The porcupine quills were kind of just the beginning of his troubles. He also had Lyme disease and another tick-borne illness. He also, while he was here, got kennel cough.
As Shrek recovered in medical quarantine, he spent his days primarily with Leah.
Every day at the end of my shift, I would go into his run where he was staying, and I fell in love with him so quickly, and we started bonding really fast.
Despite a promise to her family that she wouldn't bring any animals home, she made a small exception for this big, lovable dog who never even made it to the adoption floor.
I couldn't resist.
Leah wasn't the only one to fall in love with him.
Is he a good boy?
Shrek became a fan favorite among the rest of the staff here.
This is why we do what we do, right?
During our interview, a large group took a break from work to say hello. It's a group that has a profound impact on all of the animals who come to the Humane Society.
Watching all of the animals whose lives we get to change, it just... Sorry, makes me a little emotional.
It's been over a month since Leah brought Shrek home, trading his quarantine kennel for a life of snuggles.
Everybody knew that him and Leah were kind of supposed to be together.
Shrek!
It was meant to be. I think in this case, he chose her.
Thanks for going and giving him love.
Shrek now lives with several other pets, including one other dog appropriately named Fiona. Meanwhile, the Animal Humane Society notes that large dogs like Shrek often wait longer to be adopted. They want to spread the message that large dogs are lovable too and deserve a second chance. Well, up next, a story of persistence and patience. Why a Golden Valley couple decided to turn an invasive woody plant into works of art. Last year, we introduced you to a Golden Valley couple who turned buckthorn into one-of-a-kind wooden creations. Those creations aren't just a form of art, they're also a form of doing good. Dave and Rhoda Michael Lynn created usable art that's truly one of a kind. And as Emily Haugen reports, there's a significant reason behind their creativity.
Every day, Dave Michelin puts in the hours on his lathe, shaping wood to become something greater.
So that's been good for me personally, is just having a having a mission.
Dave's crafts become pieces.
Fitted wood lids.
Hundreds and hundreds of spoons, boards, and bowls.
You can see how nice the grain and coloring is on that.
This is a fun thing.
His wife, Rhoda Michelin, is similarly crafty.
Baby beanies.
But for them, it's bigger than creating.
We found a purpose for it.
It's a reference to their son, Adam. He died of an overdose in 2016. Art is their grief therapy.
We feel in honoring him doing this, in the art of the process of making the objects, that he's with us and we can bring that forward.
They sell their work to benefit Change the Outcome, a nonprofit that educates on substance use disorder. This year, it's also helping New Hope nonprofit, the Food Group, which recently faced federal funding cuts.
There's a connection between families being able to have access to healthy food and lessening mental health problems.
Rhoda sees the need firsthand. She volunteers there every week.
Because it's not just the food, but it's allowing people to cook with dignity.
Supplying the food shelf, which Rhoda helps with, is just a part of the work.
Need has risen.
Communications manager Rachel Martin-Asproth says volunteers, like Rhoda, make everything possible.
We rely on their creativity, their talents, their skills, their time, and they are so generous with it.
And as need grows, funding makes just as critical of a difference. It helps pay for more meals and feed more families.
When you're trying to create lasting change, you need many hands and many voices involved in that work in order to actually move the needle and create that lasting change.
change that starts with a little creativity.
The Michaelins have managed to raise a lot of money for their nonprofit, Change the Outcome. On one fall weekend, they raised more than $14,000, which helped educate teens on the opioid epidemic. Well, sports is straight ahead. We catch up with the Wayzata boys basketball team. Can they make it 6 straight? We preview their chances next.
The Wayzata boys basketball team has reached the state championship game in Class 4A in each of the past 5 seasons, winning 3 titles in that time. Can this year's team make it 6 straight finals? Chaz Moods has a season preview of the Trojans.
At Wayzata High School, the intensity hasn't dropped off, even after what happened last March.
We were at the top of the mountain last year, and now we're back at the bottom, and we got to restart. We got to reclimb that mountain.
The Trojans routed Cretin-Durham Hall in the Class 4A state championship to win their program's 3rd title in 5 years. But that was then, and this is now.
We are just a completely new team. Like we are not worried about what we did last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Like we're all focused on about what we can do this year.
Most of the state knows about the Trojans' 2 D1 commits, Christian Wiggins and Nolan Anderson. But Minnesota Duluth commit Isaac Olmstead, along with Tommy Shunmegavelu, Brady Lamb, Sam Mose, and Xavier Ivey all return some experience.
We can improve in so many ways, especially early on, using our voices, becoming seniors this year for us, especially just using our voices on all aspects.
Got to the peak, got to where they wanted to be, and now we can bring that back and implement it for the new guys or the guys who weren't here along the journey.
Despite the talent the Trojans have, the emphasis is on how well the rock can be shared.
We have some of the most talent in the state, and so for us, the biggest thing is, can we move the ball to all of our good players, or can we share the ball? Can we cut? That's what our coach always says. Schneider, he always says, can we be the best passing and cutting team in the state?
Wayzata's season opener is December 2nd at Prior Lake, but before that, the Trojans are eager to get better in practice.
Be ready to compete every day. It's tough when you have 4 days in a row without a game to look forward to, but just knowing that you have to come in every day and realize that it's an opportunity to get better, and that's what's going to win you the games down in March.
In Plymouth, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
There are high expectations again this winter surrounding the Providence Academy girls basketball team as they strive for an unprecedented, in Minnesota, 5th straight state championship.
You can't top a perfect season, so the Providence Academy girls basketball team can only try to match what happened last year. The Lions finished 32-0 and won their 4th straight Class 2A state championship. On the eve of a new season, the drive for 5 is definitely on the minds of the players.
We talked about it. Obviously, we know what we had last year was special and probably will never happen again, at our time here. But we just try to our goal is to make our own identity in this team, but also build off of what we had last year and all the experiences and moments that we got last year.
Work hard every day, and even we just do the little stuff every day and stay positive too. I know we get a lot of hate from outsiders, and I know that's kind of always been that thing, but just working super hard and never doubting ourselves.
Providence returns All-State guard Madden Greenway, who earlier this week signed her national letter of intent to play at Kentucky. The senior has a chance to become the state's all-time leading scorer this season. Madden's freshman sister Beckett averaged 12 points per game last year, while junior Emma Millerburn averaged 14. But Providence did lose 5'10" guard McKenna Schaefer and 6'2" post player Hope Counts to graduation, leaving the Lions with a dearth of size and changing their style of play for this season.
I would say we definitely have to play in the transition a lot more because I think that's what that's where we get our points in a lot of the times. But I think we won't have Hope's post presence, and that's where we would put it into her. So I think we're gonna have to play in transition and get defensive stops.
This year's team is going to be different because we have so many open leadership positions to come into for all of these younger players to develop into. We're going to have to utilize more players than usual.
A lot more scoring and on defense too. Obviously, you can see we're pretty small, so even I'm probably one of the tallest on the team, so I'm gonna have to really step up in that way, just with the rebounds and even guarding bigger players and being more physical.
Providence plays the 3rd of 3 straight Class 4A schools on Wednesday, December 3rd when they host Edina in a game you can watch live on CCX.
Coming up next, Jay Wilcox brings us the picks for this year's CCX Sports All-Area Girls Volleyball team. It was another strong girls volleyball season in the northwest suburbs this fall. We've consulted with local coaches to name the CCX All-Area Volleyball team. Here's Jay Wilcox.
We'll start our CCX All-Area Girls Volleyball team with a potent group of outside hitters. Number 24, Casey Schulte, helped Maple Grove to its best season ever. The junior is already second in all-time kills for the Crimson program. Schulte had 444 kills and 236 digs and earned all-state and all-region honors for the 27-4 Crimson. She's committed to Arizona State. Number 8, Avery Miner, shined as a sophomore right side for Benilde St. Margaret's. Miner earned all-state honors in Class 3A, recording 411 kills with 298 digs and 66 blocks. She was co-MVP for the State 3A runner-up Red Knights. Number 22, Ella Osowski, did a little bit of everything as a junior for Wayzata. The All-State and All-Region pick had 319 kills and 207 digs for the Trojans. She's verbally committed to Winthrop. Number 9, Tessa Magnan, was co-MVP for Section 5 4A runner-up Champlain Park. The senior had 247 kills with 40 blocks and 226 digs while earning all Northwest Suburban Conference honors. Number 21, Hannah Daniels, starred as a junior for Maple Grove. The All-Lake Conference pick was sometimes overshadowed by Schulte, but had an excellent season with 243 kills and 26 blocks. She was an all-conference pick for the Lake Conference champs. Number 11, Riley Inman, was a dynamic hitter as a junior for Champlain Park. The All-Northwest Suburban pick had 276 kills, 40 aces, and 205 digs in helping the Rebels to a 23-9 season. Number 40, Alex Emberger, worked hard to earn a consistent role as an opposite for Maple Grove. The senior had 175 kills and 24 blocks while earning all Lake Conference honors for the Crimson. Number 6, Kayla Naraki, is a natural setter but excelled on the right side for Wayzata as a junior. The St. Thomas commit had 158 kills, 201 digs, and 35 blocks for the Trojans. Number 10, Sailor Friedley, was co-MVP for 3A runner-up Benilde St. Margaret's. The best at serve-receive on the Red Knights, Sailor had 344 kills, 286 digs, and 45 aces while earning all conference honors. Number 15, Ava Jennings, is a rising star for Hopkins. The freshman earned all Lake Conference honors and is considered by local coaches to be the Royals' top all-around player and one of the best ninth graders in the state. Our middle hitter is number 2, Lucy Howe of Champlain Park. The junior was co-MVP for the Rebels, consistently delivering match-changing plays. Howe had 265 kills, 71 blocks, and 54 aces as a very reliable force. Our setters include number 12, Eva Swenson of Wayzata. The last of a tremendous volleyball family, Swenson had 848 assists, 168 digs, 53 aces, and 47 blocks. The All-Lake Conference pick is committed to Green Bay. Our other setter is number 4, Sydney Friedley of Benilde St. Margaret's. Friedley had 895 assists, 47 aces, 262 digs, and 149 kills as she helped the Red Knights to a second-place finish in Class 3A. She was an All-State pick and Red Knights Offensive Player of the Year. Our defensive specialist is Osseo's number 3, Bree Swanson. The senior reached 1,000 career digs during this match against Elk River and helped to steady a young Orioles team. A great group, the CCX All-Area Girls Volleyball team. These players also had good seasons, the honorable mention picks. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
And that does it for this show. Remember to visit ccxmedia.org for the very latest news and sports from around the Northwest suburbs. We'll see you next time.
Thank you to our supporting sponsor, Scott's Lawn Care. serving homes and businesses of their neighbors in the Twin Cities West Metro area. Scott's Lawn Care team offers services ranging from weekly maintenance to complete redesign. Also, Scott's Lawn Care offers snow plowing services for the smallest residential lots to large commercial projects as well. Thank you, Scott's Lawn Care, for being a supporting sponsor of CCX Media.